Oh, shit. I'm not set up.
This is Patriots Sports Radio.
Patriots Sports Radio.
Fed up with the national talking heads and biases of mainstream sports media. If it's sports, from the high school level to the pros, we're talking about it. Like the red-blooded Americans we are.
God bless America.
God bless America.
God bless America.
Let's do this. Here's Eric, John, Chris, and the coach.
There we go. Welcome back, my friends. If you're new, then welcome in. Patriots Sports Radio, live on the interwebs. My name is Eric. I'm your host. Glad to have you with us. Thank you for all the reviews, subscriptions, the likes, and the things. Chris is over there shoveling coal, making sure everything works, keeping the train on the tracks, as they say. John, you brought a headband. I'm not sure where Coach is. He might still be drunk off the Packers victory last night.
I think he's on hold with Cowboys radio. I think he's trolling across the state border, wanting to be within call designation. And I think he's sitting in his truck laughing his ass off, calling Cowboys radio.
Oh, man. I listened to some Dallas sports talk radio this morning. I heard things like, this team is all sizzle, no steak, all hat, no cattle. They're toxic. One guy said, I think this broke my fandom. They think DeMarcus Lawrence needs to be cut. Micah Parsons is a quitter. Michael Irvin went on TV and just said, basically, fire everybody. You are supposed to carry the mantle. And as he said, put your championship on the table. It's like the guys before me did it. I did it. Where's your championship? You almost couldn't understand the words anymore. He was so angry.
Yeah.
So I think the Dallas Cowboys have been thoroughly defeated. And their fans.
I can't remember a time. Now, I don't have my ear to the ground on a lot of Dallas Cowboys news, but I can't remember a time when that fan base has been so riled up after such an embarrassing loss. It's certainly something to behold.
It was bad. But even I survived the 2014 Seattle collapse. So even at 27-0, I was still not sitting down. And
Right.
then when they started to come back, I was running the math in my head, like seconds to points. How many onside kicks are they going to have to get? I've seen this movie before, but it would be so much worse for it to be the Cowboys who would do that to us. But alas, no. Jordan Love could not be defeated. Dak threw 2 back-breaking interceptions. One on like his own 10, and then one that went all the way back for 6 points. We turned out needing both of those.
It got a little ugly at the end, but they were never within an arm's length, to be honest. It was really embarrassing. You know, I saw this is the kind of site that makes you feel bad. But I saw just like this probably 6-year-old wearing a Micah Parsons jersey with his dad. And there's nothing worse than seeing a dad ashamed to be a fan of a team with his son right there, you know. And that's kind of the vibe that was in the bar I was at, which was mixed Packers and Cowboys. And it was an ugly sight. It was not a good game. Wasn't that much fun unless you were a Packers fan. And that's been a couple of these playoff games so far. And it'd be good for you guys, obviously, but you know, for the rest of us out there, we got nothing to live for. So we want to see a good game and at least win some gambling bets.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got the Iowa caucus.
Yeah.
You got something to live for, John.
It's the coldest caucus.
I mean, Chicago, it's been a rough week for Chicago.
Ooh.
We get a vote of confidence on our lame duck coach, and then we booed some widow because her husband was a dick 30 years ago at the Bulls Ring of Honor ceremony.
Yeah, I gotta be like that,
dude. That's Philly. That's Philly behavior.
That's Philly behavior. Yeah.
Made the old lady cry on national TV. What the heck, guys?
What the fuck?
You can't do that. You got coyotes running.
How about
wild.
Jordan Love though, John? What's it like being a Bears fan? watching it on repeat. Like, these motherfuckers are going to play it back again.
Yeah. We'll no comment. I don't know.
What's
Good for you. That's great. Good, grand.
I know you got a
We'll
good
see.
text thread. I know you got a good Bears text thread. What's being said in there? Hey, was there any talk about that game last night, or did you guys just nothing?
Radio silent.
Yep.
Radio. I mean, it was everybody was a little fatigued with NFL Chicago sports with this week, and the meeting of the media for the Bears guys that are all coming back for another go around. Everybody's had their fits and arguments about Harbaugh, why we're keeping the same guy. So we were kind of footballed out from an NFC North perspective, and I think everybody was just hoping that you guys would get walloped, but that didn't happen.
I think you'll get that this week. If the Packers beat the 49ers, it would be the most improbable victory I think I've ever seen. I have no expectations that they'll win this like I did this.
Do we have a spread on that? Is that a 10-point spread?
Or 10 right now. 10 in the hook, maybe? I'll look it up right quick. It was 10 earlier.
Within 10, the Steelers just hung with the Bills for most of a football game. You can hang
10.
around.
It's 10 exactly, John. You like that? You'd take 14 in the Niners, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I'll be going on the Niners there. They're just better. I think they're a better coach team. It's shocking how crappy the Cowboys played, especially on defense.
Yeah.
I mean, Dan Quinn, is that phone not ringing now or what? Good grief, that is bad.
That is bad. You can't let up 48 points in the
That wasn't fucking. That was not shocking. That was absolute Dallas. Yeah, I mean, I was a little surprised. I knew that so it's a horror. I mean, this isn't like makes me a fan, but they were my fantasy defense. I watched them all year. They were really good. But God bless when they would when they'd come in and somebody would put a real run game together against these guys, they would gash the fuck out of them, and they did.
Did you know Micah Parsons got a holding call? Finally, somebody held him and got called for it for the first time in like 40 some quarters. Wow. Apparently that guy just gets held all the time and never gets flagged. He completely disappeared. He was a non-factor.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't anybody, I thought if CeeDee Lamb can be limited to either under 2 touchdowns or under 150, there's nobody else that can really beat us by themselves. And then McCarthy started doing the thing, giving it to Tony Pollard way too much. Run, pass, punt. That's his favorite series right there. He loves that sequence.
I mean, to use a Dallas Cowboy fan phrase, if you were watching Dak Prescott, I mean, that boy didn't look right. It looked weird.
No. I
don't get it. I mean, you're at home. You're at home. You're living comfortably. You got a Packers team that comes in. No, you guys had nothing to lose and they had everything to lose. But, I mean, that's being a top seed in the NFL. Sorry.
Yep. That's what you get. They should have just lost an extra game and been the 3 seed or something. Get to play the Rams. Who's in the Rumble chat? Heavy Steps. Kind of like KC after seeing that. Yeah. After seeing the Bills, I can barely. Oh, there we go. Let Pittsburgh back in. Yeah. You let Kansas City back in a game like that, and you're not going to win that football game like you're playing Tommy Maddox or whoever they got back there, Mason Rudolph, Tommy Maddox.
Same fucking quarterback.
Yeah. All the same.
Tommy Maddox. He hasn't been the same since Slash left.
Man.
Yeah.
Neil O'Donnell, they carried him to a Super Bowl somehow. And KC has 2 extra days of rest. Yeah, that's the thing. You both play a freezing cold game, but Kansas City players are back to normal now. Like they're at 98 degrees. They're getting back to working out.
That's the matchup is Bills Chiefs. And this time it's at the Bills.
Buffalo.
Nice.
Yep.
I'm just hoping that they drop their nuts on the Chiefs. I'm so sick of the Chiefs.
I'm over the
It's because Travis Kelce's in every goddamn commercial.
And, I have Kelce fatigue for sure.
And, the Mahomes brothers stinking up the whole Mahomes name. It's just too much. It's getting a little too Disney. I hope they get 50 burgered. Not going to happen, but I hope they get embarrassed. I'm just tired of it. Ready for something new. Like
wow, the
Josh
Bills
Allen.
have won the last 3 and 4 of the last 5. A lot of these in Kansas City. 3, 5. 5 of the last 6 have been Kansas City. So yeah,
I just
it's time to
feel
play this
like
game at Buffalo for once. Skip's here. Hey,
Skip,
that's from Guthrie. The
That's
Lost Go
Mom.
Cowboys. He'll always be a fan. I mean, if
That's
this didn't
Lori.
break you, nothing will.
That's Mom. Dad is a Packers fan. He would hate it that
Ah.
you said he was a Cowboys fan.
he's currently flipping over tables.
I'm like, stop, Eric. Stop the press. You're
Hang
saying
on,
it all
time
wrong.
out. Don't identify Skip as a Cowboys fan. That's,
No, do
that's
not.
Bad that's disinformation. It's like Phil Mickelson at the U.S. Open. Yeah, they get there. They'll get the 2 seed. They'll even get the 1 seed sometimes, but they're not going anywhere.
Hey,
They're the Dallas Cowboys.
Steph says that Steph says the Chiefs winning is the script, so just bet it.
That's going to be such a
written.
freaking insufferable Super Bowl
Oh
if
my
they get
God.
back. Oh,
Yes, it is.
I
We're-
mean, just
yeah.
get out the earplugs.
During the AFC Championship, that's going to be the most scrutinized fucking game for the refs ever.
Yeah.
Maybe on the ever. Maybe out of ever any football game.
Yeah, I don't want to
Especially if
talk
they
about
win.
them for 2 weeks. That's the thing. You got to. It's 2 weeks of pregame. It's like what more can you say about the Chiefs?
Pfizer already wrote the check, Eric. This is done.
You got $20 million for doing that ad campaign. That
Did he really?
probably
Well,
more than he's getting paid to play football this year.
Didn't we fund that then? Not to
Yes,
get
we
into
did.
that.
Yes, your tax dollars. That is your tax dollars in fucking Kelsey's pocket. Hard
Cool.
at work, motherfucker.
Cool.
Lot-
Well, do we want to do the spin around the playoff wagon and go to the Chiefs Dolphins next?
The flip.
Yeah, I got the list right here. We got we'll go.
We
to
already
Chiefs,
watched that
Dolphins.
game, John.
Yep, we did.
I
That's
boycotted.
coaching vacancies.
'Cause of
Freezing
Peacock.
cold game. Kansas City dominated by the Chiefs 26-7. Mahomes threw it 41 times, only 1 touchdown. Pacheco carried it 24 times, 89 yards and a touchdown. They basically put it on him and Rashee Rice, 8 receptions, 130 and a touchdown. Dolphin could not run the ball. Mostert led the team with 33 rush yards. You're not going to win when you do that. You needed somebody to have over 70, and you needed a couple guys in there doing damage with the run
This
game.
is
They were
such-
never in it.
Never.
Is Coach going to come in and dance on our buddy's grave about the Miami Dolphins?
Commission.
It's a
He-
miracle
he's
that
at the-
Tua stayed healthy, though. But
He's at the Eagles
man,
game right now. Jason's at the Eagles game right now.
nice.
Actually,
Oh yeah, that
So,
thing's about to kick off. I see Chris Stapleton. So
Let's all remember this next year when September and August, or August, September, October, the Dolphins look phenomenal again. That they aren't built for the AFC, because guess what? You got to go to Kansas City. You're gonna have to go to Buffalo. You're gonna have to go to Baltimore. The road to the Super Bowl does not go through Florida now,
no.
because they're not going to win their division if they can't go up and beat those northern teams. So good luck.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is as far as you go. This whole
They are stuck.
you got to be able to play in the cold weather. You got to build a team that can win January football games.
I heard today that they have now won a playoff game under 47 degrees Fahrenheit, and I think the closest it came was 47. I think it was like 1974.
Oh wow! So we're
That's
talking
a
team
thing.
history.
That's a thing.
Yeah. I mean, Tyreek had 50 some yards and a touchdown, but not really anything spectacular. They just did not show up in the cold weather, which was
Oh,
predictable.
and I need to make a correction. That's a playoff game. Sorry. They've won cold games. It's not a playoff game.
Yeah. Just not when it matters.
Yeah.
The Packer fans are all coming out of the woodwork now. Yes, it is safe to come out. We can say whatever we want this week.
You know what I do love? The storyline I do love now is Jordan Love is better than Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
God,
love
it
hearing
feels
that.
good.
I'm happy to push that narrative. Better
And when
person,
Coach comes
better
on, we need to
quarterback.
ambush him and tell him to quit bitching about that draft pick. Because if you remember the first year of this podcast, it was Baker Mayfield And why did we draft Jordan Love? Nonstop
Yep.
repeat. So we'll have to remind him of that. We'll have to check the whiteboard on that one.
I believe he's altered his position there.
Baker Mayfield.
I've buckled into the Baker train. I don't want to. All roads lead back to Baker Mayfield on this show, but let me just tell you.
Did you see that throw he made between two defenders?
Hey, I hate
the Bills.
I hated the guy at the end of last season. I hated his guts, and he's brought me back. He's like an old girlfriend. I'm like,
yep.
How did you do this? You're a sorcerer of my emotions, Baker Mayfield.
Yep. You're just sitting in your car in his driveway in the morning like, how did we get here again? Son of a bitch.
It's wizardry. It really is. I'm like the battered wife that keeps going back. All of a sudden, we're going to McDonald's with the stepkids, and I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
I told myself this would never happen again.
This is Patriot.
4,044 yards. No big deal.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Dylan dark red. He's out there chucking it already.
I got my
Is
money
Mike
on
Evans
the Bucks.
going to get one tonight?
Yeah.
Come on.
I got my money
Has
on
to
the
be a big-
Bucks.
You do?
Has-
Did you did the dollar bet club go money line on some plus money value?
Yeah, money line Bucks.
I love that, John.
I like it.
I'm there too. That's exactly where I'm at. Well, I got it some different ways, but I do have it on the money line as well.
Yeah, I was happy to take Packers +7 last night. That was nice.
Hey, you know what though? If the Bucks fucking lose, then that is twice that Baker Mayfield has intentionally fucked me. One went against him and one for him. Boy.
Oh, that's right. That was the
That
was that a
Kate
Monday
Ott-
night game?
Yeah. Do you remember that?
I remember that.
Fucking dick.
Yeah, good times. Good times.
Your offensive rookie of the year, CJ Stroud, absolutely kicked the shit out of the Cleveland Browns. 45-14, Texas won. They were only 2 for 8 on third down, but that didn't matter. Flacco threw for 300. That didn't matter either. CJ Stroud had 274 and 3 touchdowns. No picks on just 21 attempts. Not bad. Much like the Packers game, Cleveland was never in this thing. And Houston, like Green Bay, is probably dead, heading to play the 1 seed on the road. I don't know. Can these Texans beat the Ravens, John?
No, probably not. I mean, the Ravens are mean. They're good. They're playing at home. When I say mean, I'm saying they aren't taking anybody lightly. They want to kick everybody's ass, and they're not going to let up. So, I mean, some of these other teams, they got a little bit of cupcake in them, and I mean, Cleveland, little cupcake there. Yeah, especially the Cowboys, they got a little cupcake in them.
How
But
dare you? That's America.
the last thing you can say is that the Ravens are a little bit of a cupcake. Not at all. It's probably the last team I'd want to play. So,
Yeah.
no, I don't think so. I think the right end's there. It'd be a great story, but actually it wouldn't. If they fluke one out, then they're just going to get beat some other time. It's kind of like, all right, we've all had our fun in games, but at the end of the day, we want to see either Kansas City, Baltimore, or Buffalo, Baltimore. Yeah, and same thing with the NFC. I mean, the Packers look great, but at the end of the day, I want to see. Well, I guess now it's Niners. Maybe, just the Niners. Just go kick somebody's ass, but that's just me.
Yeah, the wild card round is fun, but divisional round, you got to get the riffraff out of there. Otherwise, you risk having a weird Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, so now I'm thinking, who's the best team in the NFC besides the Niners? Really? Lions?
The Green Bay Packers. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Because you guys are playing with the Lions, definitely. So I put you guys kind of up there with them. You could definitely beat them. So,
Yep.
I want to see the Juggernauts play in the conference championships.
Essentially, this game, it's in San Francisco. It's for a trip to the Super Bowl, because if we beat the 49ers, we'll easily beat the Eagles or Buccaneers or Lions, whoever's left over. Yeah, it might be a pretty easy walk into the Super Bowl for the San Francisco 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
That NFC doesn't look too scary at all. Hey, if you're a fan of the Falcons, Panthers, Raiders, Chargers, Patriots, or Seahawks, or now Cowboys, get excited. There's never been a better time to be looking to hire a coach. There's all kinds of unemployed football coaches out there. If you're looking for one, Pete Carroll, ever heard of him? Jim Harbaugh, Bill Belichick, Bobby Slowick, the new hotness. Mike Vrabel just got let go by the Titans. Dan Quinn, I'm not sure if you want that guy. He's rumored to be going back to Seattle. We'll see if that happens. And then Mike McCarthy going to hit the market any minute. I'm surprised he's not already unemployed right now. Eric Bieniemy, I mean, we throw that song on every year. And then Ben Johnson, the Lions offensive coordinator, he could have gotten a number of jobs last year. He's rumored to go to the Panthers. I don't know if you'd want that job. If you're the hot new coordinator, do you want to go to the Panthers?
Absolutely.
Rumblecheck going bonkers over there. Bear with a machine gun? That's fantastic.
That's Bear. He's our boy. He's awesome.
Nice.
Sales over, dang.
And he's back.
Baker is looking good. Baker is looking good. Bear with the machine gun just got home. Beer league hockey. I hope you got both your eyeballs. Everything's good. You didn't get nothing, no sockets knocked out or anything. I know beer league can get fucking iffy.
Keep the orbital bone intact. You don't have insurance on that.
Saw the Bills won, happy as fuck. Yes, we all made money on that. What's up, Coach?
Bill Belichick in Atlanta. Interesting.
What's up, guys?
Hey,
can you hear me?
Hey, Coach.
Bill Belichick to Atlanta. What do you think, Coach?
Dumb.
I think I like it. I also like it.
Cowboys?
I like it if Atlanta makes that move and then turns around and gets Fields from Chicago.
Ooh.
Hey, how about them Cowboys, Coach? How's it look down there in the South?
Hey, so I got some things.
Okay.
I know you guys have already hit on that, and
we want to talk about it. We didn't hit on it until we have Coach on it.
Well, I'll be honest with you, man. I've got some things to say on that, and it starts with the Packers.
Give me a rant.
I'm a guy that's a pretty opinionated dude, and when I want to talk about Jordan Love specifically, I have for at great lengths for a long period of time thought that the strategy of drafting Love was a phenomenal failure by the organization.
Upon further review.
He's getting out ahead of what I was talking about.
After yesterday, it's the first and only time since that draft that I have felt like that maybe I was a little quick to judge and a little quick to say something about that, even though it's been multiple years. And I look at all the people that we could have had, but maybe there's a plan to it. Maybe there was a bigger picture that I didn't see. And
you know what? You walked out of the M. Night Shyamalan movie too quick.
Yeah, yep. I feel a little bit. I still want to say that I'm not ready to totally eat the crow, but I'll go ahead and cut a little slice off. I'll eat a wing. But I was impressed with him yesterday. I was really impressed with the Packers yesterday. I felt like that was the most complete offensive game that I've seen of them all year, and I don't know where that's been. I mean, I've watched several Packers games. I've never seen drives put together like they did to open that game, and I was so impressed on many fronts, not just with Love, but all the way across the board. That being said, now that I've said I was a little bit wrong, just a little bit, I'm going to tell you where I was right, and that is with the Cowboys and Mike McCarthy.
We were
so this is what I'm going to say to you, Cowboy faithful. If you've ever done anything for the old coach, please, for the love of God, keep Mike McCarthy. Keep him right there.
Yep.
Because that will ensure that you never win anything. And that's fine with me. I don't like your organization. I don't like anything about your logo, none of it. And I hope that you keep him exactly where he's at. And as long as you keep him and he's your head coach, you will never see a championship game on any level at any caliber. He will continue to win 10 and 12 game seasons, and you will continue to fizzle out in the playoffs because that's what he is. That's what he is at his core. And the only reason that I know that, along with several others here, is we watched it firsthand. That is his DNA. And Jerry Jones has got the perfect guy to kiss his rear and to do that. Don't worry about any of the other coaches there. I heard today, I think they were leaning towards maybe canning him and going with Quinn. That's a horse of the same color. Go ahead and make that move, Dallas, because that's a very Dallas move. But other than that, the Harbaughs and the winners of the world, the people that are out there like Belichick, you need to steer clear of them because that's not what your organization is. It's not what they need. And number two is it's really not what you guys as fans are used to. Winning is something that you're not used to. You'll never get used to. You're going to win in the regular season, and then you're going to epically fail in the playoffs as long as you have the people in place. So please just keep them in place.
Dallas, if you guys want to win, Jerry Jones has to come out. He has to introduce Jimmy Johnson as his new general manager. Jerry needs to go get in the fucking hot tub with his goddamn McGriddle and get him a fucking 300-inch flat screen so he can watch the goddamn games and get him the fuck out of the business.
Yeah, he can't be making decisions anymore.
Let Johnson put a little something together and get a future GM ready for you. And get it out of the family. Just enjoy your goddamn wealth. And you will win. You will win if you get out of your way. If you get out of your own way, you'll win. That's all.
That was hilarious seeing Jimmy Johnson yelling and screaming at the cameraman at halftime, trying to talk the boys up like they could hear him.
Hey, that is the point in the game where I knew that if he was that way and rattled, that everyone in that organization from the top to bottom had no answer at halftime.
Yep.
And that showed me right there that there was going to be no drastic response from the Cowboys at half. There was going to be not many adjustments. It was just going to be, hey, let's get after them and we can win. Well,
hey, coach, shout out to Will over on Rumble with the $50 super chat. We appreciate it.
Paying bills.
Paying bills. He's getting bills paid over here.
Nice.
Jerry knows he'll die if he gives. Yeah.
He's one of those guys. There.
He's one of those guys that retires and you find him dead with a fishing pole in his hand the next day. He can't be without his work.
He's got a Zebco.
That being said, I do want to talk a little bit about the game that's going on right here. And I'm just going to tell you boys, if they let Baker lay around like the old dog on the porch, in the fourth quarter, he will get the Eagles. That will happen.
I think
if they let him just lay around on the porch, pretty soon money's missing off the dresser. Things are bad. I'm telling you.
About those Chiefs. Hey, that's quite a whitetail buck deer you got there, Coy.
Oh my gosh, Coy Pope is a deer slayer.
That's the fucking king of the forest, right there.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Him and his dad have got some kind of patent on big bucks in the state of Oklahoma because. Being a fellow deer hunter, and I do a fair amount of deer hunting.
I've never even seen one walk by that's that big.
Hey, they kill monsters like that every year. I'm almost certain that they've got some kind of spotlight operation going, but I can't really prove that. But and his dad killed one that make that look like Bambi.
I got to play something that Will probably wants to get played for his $50. I'm sure this is why he paid us.
Let's hear
it. You got some tickle bitties and you don't know how to swing? Well, I'm here to help you. Next, you want to tuck your right arm and lay your left arm on top of that mommy milker. Bombs away.
There you go.
There you go. There you go, Will. That's how you swing a golf club. Over on the Rumble chat, Will's going off. That is hilarious.
Hey, what's Will say? Where's Will say that Big Bill's going? I know they're simpatico.
He's got it.
The rumors I saw today were the Commodores or the Cowboys.
Commodores or the Cowboys? Commodores or who are the Commodores?
Redskins.
Washington
Redskins.
I thought they were the Commanders.
They're going back to the Redskins.
For now. They're going to go back to
that shit.
They're going to change it again. There's no point in learning the name. They're going to change
Bill
it.
Belichick cannot retire as a Redskin. Something doesn't sit right with that.
I can't believe his final game as a Patriot was a home loss to the Jets. He did not deserve to go out like that.
Is that not worth coming back for, Eric? One more, run it back.
I don't think Bob Kraft wants to rebuild the team with them. I don't know where he's going to go.
The Atlanta move's not bad. I'll give you another situation that I think would be interesting. How about Dak to Atlanta?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to tell you
Dak
right
and
now,
Mike McCarthy both go to Atlanta.
Oh,
they got
they
got a cap hit of what, $59.5 million on him next year.
Yeah. No,
on the hook there.
Yeah. Dak's gonna hit him hard. I don't know. It's been so wild. I don't know. What do you guys think about the games that have already been played? The Chiefs went ahead and cruised. They dispatched Miami like it wasn't a deal. But honestly, did any of you believe that the South Florida Miami Dolphins were going to roll into Kansas City?
Hell no.
Hey, I thought they had a shot until I heard that Tua's never won a game under 45. He's like 0-10.
It's not just him; it's the organization.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't even know that.
They're like 0-11 when it's below 2 degrees
47.
or something. It's ridiculous.
They have not won a playoff game.
Yeah, it's not even cold below 40. That's still t-shirt weather up here.
That coach, boy, he was bundled up. Did you see him?
Yeah.
He looked like Shock G from Digital.
There were a lot of memes of him relapsing after.
Hey, I got a buddy here in town that was all over trying to tell me that, man, I think they're going to postpone the game. I said, you're nuts. No one in Kansas City wanted that game postponed, and here's why. Because horse races don't run in the cold, my man. They don't.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. You ever seen a horse race in freezing temperature? It's because they don't work that way. It don't happen.
Here you go, Coach.
You want to negate that speed? Bring a little cold weather in.
Question for Coach. How does San Francisco not blow out Green Bay next week? That's the biggest bet of the season. Well, that's just crazy.
Well,
he said he's
I love the question, but I'll tell you how they don't blow it out. You control the clock and you run the ball just like you did last week. You start out feeding number 33 off tackle and you body on body and get it 4 yards at a time. And you slow the game down.
Linebackers in San Francisco, though.
Is Brock Purdy that much better than Dak Prescott? I mean,
is he that much better than
Dak?
Love?
Yes.
Arrested San Francisco is a formidable foe, gentlemen. It's a horse of a different color. But let's not jump ahead to next week and not take a couple of victory laps on what just happened this week, and that is the dispatching
I agree.
of a garbage team that had no business being in the playoffs to begin with, but touted some kind of 27-game win streak. It's like making your own belt and walking around, but you're not prepared to defend it at any time.
It's like we said yesterday morning before the games. You're telling me that my team is not coached by Mike McCarthy anymore, and not only that, we get to play the team that is coached by Mike McCarthy. That's a great situation.
Run, pass.
Well, and listen, here's another thing that we didn't really touch on. If we're going to go ahead and beat the drum some more, gosh, Baker's carving them up.
Bro, what is going on? Let's talk about, let's get through this because there's something happening with the Eagles.
Last thing I have on that. Matt LaFleur, what a job that guy's done. I mean, this year is his finest work. Let's be honest. I mean,
youngest team in the league.
They are peaking and doing things at the right time. And I'm not going to lie to you. He has done an amazing job this year, and he doesn't get enough credit. Everybody's busy to jump on the Jordan Love bandwagon, but that guy's the one that's pulling the strings, and he's doing some amazing things because their defense is not special. It's not.
Nope.
I mean,
no, giving up
a bunch of blue collar
dudes quite expected. I wouldn't be
I mean,
surprised.
you name me one guy that's an all-star candidate on that defense. I mean, we were going to talk Kenny Clark. I mean,
maybe he had
How
the
about
dumbest
11
penalty you ever
guys
saw
all
yesterday.
together? How about 11 guys all together?
And like I said, man, that's phenomenal coaching. They had a game plan and an offensive drive. The offensive drive. There was a shift in the field to one side at the coaching mismatch the game the other day.
Make no mistake about it. I'm going to talk shit, and I want Green Bay to win, and I'm going to be all in on Green Bay. I've already made my big bets. They're already on San Francisco. That's already – as soon as they put the line out, I knew that was the best line I was going to get.
Baker.
It's only going to go up from there. Did he just
Dropsies.
fuck it off? Did he fuck it off? God damn it.
Dropsies, Mike Evans.
Oh, Mike, you got to
3.
catch that, homeboy. I got fucking money on your fucking touchdown, you bitch. Anyway,
Kind of been his MO, hasn't it? He gets the dropsies in the playoffs, right?
I guess MVS over here.
Can we put the Cowboys to bed, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is happening in the Philly locker room, Coach Cunningham?
Dude.
Or John, you got something?
I think everybody's wondering that. Is Sirianni just been smoke and mirrors and then has been covered up by his good coordinators up until this year? Because they don't look good.
No. And his coordinators look real good. Shane Steichen out in Indy and the other one down in Arizona. What the hell's his name? He's overachieving too. He had that stupid fire in your gut speech in the preseason and thought he was going to be terrible, like Sirianni, but ended up rallying the troops.
The NFC East just getting smashed the fuck out.
All you need to know is the great one, the nature boy, is at Tampa Bay tonight. That's it.
He really?
The Eagles are done.
Is Rick there?
He's there in the house.
Give me a woo, Chris. Give me one.
Is that a touchdown? It's a tutty. Wow.
Ric Flair in attendance. That's tough
Dude,
to.
I don't get it.
There's some real cancer happening with the Eagles because they're
I
better
don't
team
get
than
it.
this.
They went to
Don't let Baker get hot. Don't
give him a fucking chip in the fucking chair, dude. That's the last thing he needs.
Look at him.
You
Look
just-
at
you
him.
don't
Get up.
challenge a carny to a bottle knocking over contest.
Yeah,
He'll beat
Baker
you every
do
time.
it.
Heavy Step says Baker underrated as fuck. Bro, he has been underrated since he was behind Mahomes.
Hey, they're 10-0 right now, punching the Eagles in the giblets.
You remember him in college, Coach? Where he was at Tech, right?
No, well, he started out at Tech and then he transferred to OU.
Right. But he was behind Mahomes for a minute.
All right.
Well, him and Mahomes
At
played
Tech.
each other.
But
That was
then
an
he went to
all-timer.
OU. But then he went to OU and he found a way to start. He walked on. He did not get a scholarship. He walked. He's never been given anything, number one. Except for that first draft pick. I don't know Cleveland. But
Except for the number 1 overall pick, which was
Well, and
not
it's a
warranted.
great story because he goes to Cleveland and lets people forget.
he
took
unlocks
them
the
to a
Bud Light.
playoff win.
He unlocked the Bud Light coolers. Everybody
Yep.
all across the city. The man's magic.
He
they won a
literally
playoff
leads them
game.
to a playoff win, and they have great things going in Cleveland, and then that implodes. And so they trade him off and call him a bust. And what's he do? He goes right down and takes up for Tommy Terrific right after him, replaces a legend, and leads them to the playoffs. The dude
Coach,
can play.
Coach, what
After
else can you
Top
Coach,
off
what
in,
else?
in Los Angeles and put up 40 points on like
What
5
else?
minutes.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
That's it. What else does the man got to do? I mean, he absolutely stole the hearts of an entire state. I watched it happen. Sucked the wind out of it. Just right into fucking Gaylord Stadium in fucking Norman, Oklahoma. I was like, that. There's something about this kid. There just is. He's got an it factor.
And he wins tonight. He's stamped in Tampa Bay. He's there.
Yeah.
He's the next dude.
They'll give him a 5-year.
Well, it looks like he's
extension.
about to because
Yeah.
the Eagles are runaway
Philly's
dumpster
folding.
fire. Yeah.
Philly is folding, and they folded up about 5 weeks ago. And it will be great to hear after the season what actually happened about 5 weeks ago, because something came apart. They had a leak in the fuselage or something 5 weeks ago, because it came apart in bits, and they have not been the same.
This is what we're gonna get about 2 weeks after.
It's my team. It's my quarterback.
Now from AJ.
No, is he not like that? No.
Well,
he throws.
I think you'll hear the real deal from Jason Kelce.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe on a show, or you think
because he's done this year. He's not coming back. He said this is the farewell tour.
Whatever it is, it's a gross negligence of the franchise that seemingly should have won the Super Bowl the year before, and now, for no apparent reason, is just full of whiny bitches.
Yeah, it's a situation, I think, where you clearly have to fire the coach. This is bad leadership. This is a locker room that got completely out of control. There was a small thing.
Belichick might be interested in that job.
Belichick might be interested in what job? Philly.
God, that's a tough one, man.
Will say Atlanta? Is that what Will's saying?
I think Cole said he heard Atlanta. I don't know.
Hey, hang on, just 1 second.
Boy, he could really put the black hat on if he went to Philly.
Sales over he's at 72 point. Trump's at 72.04% in Iowa right now.
Is that good?
Oh, he's bringing it.
And a shout out to Skip. Where's Skip?
Yeah. Hey, Pops, he's doing it, baby. One more. We're gonna win a third election. 3 in a row. Run it back. 3 feet, that motherfucker.
Get the MAGA hat out. Get it out.
There we go.
You telling me the Packers won and Trump is polling at 76%?
Hey.
It's a good day in Guthrie. I tell you,
My
man.
God, amen.
Hey, I will say,
beer
you know,
in
I'm
the
not
freezer?
a political cat. You guys, you know, I'm not. But I did see as I was flipping through the channels today, I did see him at the Iowa caucus. That said, he had a hat on that says "Caucus Captain."
Yes, that's awesome. That is awesome. Hey,
and it was a white hat with gold letters that said "Caucus Captain."
You know why they can't beat Trump? They are up there debating a stand-up comedian, and they don't even know it. He is just oh, it's great. Anyways, back to football. Hey, thanks for the update, though, Sales. Appreciate it.
Rumble is an invaluable resource.
Hey, Will does have $700 sitting in the elections for tonight on the caucus. I don't think you're gonna lose, though.
What's he taking? DeSantos?
Number 2? No, we sold DeSantis. We sold that stock. He's out.
Build the wall, stock. Baby. Build the wall.
Deport him and build a wall.
Sell the DeSantis stock. Buy bricks.
Buy bricks. Buy ammo and guns, baby. All right, what do we got? What do we got next here?
I got some hockey. Connor Bedard back on the ice today after fracturing his jaw on January the 5th.
What? He fractured his jaw January 5th of last year?
No,
this
year. Last week.
Hockey players are different, ladies and gentlemen. They're not the same. Yeah, they're not.
Chicago's beautiful boy.
They said 6 to 8 weeks before
he's not playing, but he's literally on the ice.
Another Eagles punt, gentlemen.
He wants to play right now, doesn't he, Josh?
Right now, huh? Oh,
yeah. He just loves playing.
10 days.
You guys, have I shown you Wrigley? Have I shown you Big Rigs?
No, bring the new addition in. Bring the new addition in. All right.
Bring the new addition in.
Hey, Will, over in the chat, Will, listen, hey, is Houston plus 9.5 against Baltimore? Where are you at on that already? Steps, are you already on that?
Yeah, are these guys taking both the big favorites? Because that sounds dangerous. It's been a weird season. Stranger things have happened and so forth.
And so on. The Packers could win. I'm getting plus 375. You fucking
to win the game outright.
Look at that. $3.75 for every
Look
dollar.
at Rig.
Look at this
Big Wrigley. What's up, brother? The new addition.
Scrappy. Scrappy little
He looks
fucker.
scrappy.
That's a lunch
Okay.
pail dog, a coach's son. First in,
That
last
guy,
out.
that guy's cutting a turd on your rug in no time.
He's already done it. It's already happened.
How many turds so far on the rug?
Yeah,
from
how many
this one?
Tootsie Rolls?
That is a Tootsie Roll too.
Oh, dude.
I'd get stoned and eat one. God, I couldn't have that.
Hey,
No way.
he's a dude, man.
There you go.
He looks kind of like a rabbit, but he's gonna get big. He's
He
gonna
does
fill
look
out.
like a rabbit.
Well, relatively big anyway.
Shout out to Bear with the machine gun. Canadian hockey players are the beasts.
Yeah.
$5 Rumble chat. Thanks,
Hells
brother.
yeah.
We appreciate it. Pay the bills over here. Hey, I know Bear is from I thought Bear, are you from up by Calgary or Montreal? I thought Montreal, maybe. I forgot. We talked about this the other day. But Eric's a hockey guy, man. So is Coach.
I have a
He's
hard
a
time
Knights guy.
remembering where
They get-
things are in Canada.
Up north.
Yeah. You know, your Vancouver's over here, your
Oh, wait.
Ottawa's over
Somebody's
here.
asking Coach.
It's a big ass country.
Coach, you're gonna have to get Rumble up on your computer so you get asked more questions than anybody else.
Man, I gotta get on there. Let me
Yep.
I'm gonna pull it up on my phone.
How
Yeah,
are your
then you can
black
pull it.
market boots doing? Did they
Yeah.
survive the winter?
Oh, money. Money. I pulled them out of the box. I didn't even make it out of the driveway. I had people stopping in the yard wanting to know where I got those bad boys.
That's what I'm talking
Said,
about.
"Can't
That's
tell
what I'm
you."
talking about. $100 pair of boots in the fucking Home Depot parking lot. Some bitch
Can't
last
tell
10
you,
years.
but you can buy these in a DeWalt drill. Get out for less than 2 Ben Franklins.
Boom.
Bad at all.
Fucking love America, man. It's the greatest country
Yep.
ever.
Limited edition.
That's living, man. That's the American way.
LIVIN.
Dude, I got hit about it was about 6:50. They announced that we were going to have distance learning tomorrow. And, you know, kids and parents light me up. Hey, can we go ahead and get that assignment for tomorrow? I'm like, you ain't doing it anyways. You ain't going to do it. There ain't no reason for me to even put it out. Anyhow, it all blew up about today. I guess they decided that it's going to be too cold for kids at the bus stop. So,
Yep. I don't know what the magic number in Wisconsin is. I know we had school today, and it was at least
well
5
digger's
10 below.
ass. That's what the magic number is.
Yep.
So did I miss the part where John talks about Chicago? Where is Harbaugh? I mean, have we hit on Harbaugh? I mean, he went to the
Nope,
Chargers
go ahead.
today.
No,
Yeah,
in an absolute bullshit fashion, the Chicago Bears decided we're not going to see what the market looks like for a head coach to possibly make an upgrade. We're going to give our vote of confidence to Matt Eberflus.
Oh,
When asked, have you reached out to Harbaugh? He said,
Oh, that's all.
that's Michigan's
Ugh.
coach.
oh.
Yeah, and at some point you were a scout for another team, but that's how it works. You call a guy who has a job and offer them a different job. So
The reason they have a job is because they're good at the job, and you need
at
one
the end of the
those guys.
day, the Bears came out in belligerent fashion with 2-7 off suit and said, we're going all in. And somebody flopped 3 of a kind. And it's like, really, you don't want to see what else is out there? You don't want to maybe give Vrabel a call because he's instantly an upgrade if you're looking for a defensive head coach.
Yeah.
Or just wait to see what pans out. I mean, you got guys dropping like flies that have pedigrees and have good resumes with Super Bowl victories, but we're going to stick with the guy because we were a top 5 defense for part of a season when we have an unprecedented combination of head coach candidates and the number 1 pick with highly touted QB talent.
I led
And
the
we're
season
squandering that
in the
away,
month of
and it's
September.
going to be the most unforgivable act I have ever seen from a Bears leadership team. But it's okay because, you know, he really steadied the ship from all the turbulence caused by the defensive coordinators he hired and the
He's a
offensive coordinator he
steadier.
hired.
Listen,
So, in short, 2 words, unforgivable and belligerent.
2 things. Is there ever a better Bears fit than Vrabel? Vrabel's a
No.
Bears dude if I've ever heard of one.
It's
Yeah.
so
And
frustrating.
secondly, if you give Harbaugh freaking Herbert in San Diego, they're in the playoffs next
They're
year.
good.
Harbaugh turns the corner on that little because they're a terrible coach away from being in the playoffs last 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not bad.
So Cowherd brought up a good point that I'd never thought of. Yeah. Think about this. He's probably going to be the best drafter in the next 2 drafts because he's recruited every single one of those guys. So he knows who's a dud and he knows who's a dog that can play. So he's a guy that you would want just for the next 2 years alone. His hit rate's going to be substantially higher than the guy who's calling up everybody else they know and saying, hey, what's this guy really like? Like Harbaugh's probably been in that some bitch's kitchen. I don't know.
Oh, absolutely.
It's very infuriating to see somebody go out there and get a vote of confidence and that they're going to be back. And you're just like, we've never had more to offer a head coach, and we've never had better candidates at head coach than right now. But we've decided that we're going to just double down with the guy that we thought was going to get fired mid-season.
Yeah. I don't understand that. I don't understand it. There's so many great ones out there right now. I mean, the top 3 off the top of my head with being Harbaugh, Belichick, and Vrabel, all 3 of those guys, instant upgrade. I mean, instant.
Yeah.
And
even Carroll.
And you want to talk about coming with some heavy, how do I say this? Some heavy reputation coming in. I mean, you're winning the press conference day one with any of those guys.
Exactly. You don't have to prove anything to the local media or the players in the locker room or anything that.
It's too easy.
No one comes after a general manager if you go to any of those.
No. Yeah, it's like I said, this is borderline unforgivable. I don't know one person that agrees with the GM. How often does that happen, guys? I mean, even when you have a controversial pick or whatever, you can at least see what they were thinking. But with this one, it's like, I don't know one idiotic Homer Bears fan that would say, yeah, I want Eberflus back.
Not considering what's out there.
No.
And Washington is going to do all the right things. They're getting a new coach, a new quarterback, a new GM. They're just stripping it down to the studs and probably renaming the team. And the Bears went with the old vote of confidence.
If they go back to Redskins, I may get on board. I'm just telling you. If you go back to where you once belong, I may get on board.
Tell you what, you get Bill Belichick, call the team the Redskins. He's back in.
You get Belichick and you call them the Redskins. That may be I'm telling you, I may get some maroon and gold.
Does Art Monk have a grandchild?
A Belichick B enemy?
Oh, love it.
That NFC East is up for grabs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it
usually is.
It's a pillow fight. I mean, every year.
The Tampa
Eagles
Bay Baker Mayfield is beating the shit out of it, and a rookie quarterback, Aaron fucking Love just fucking did. Boy, Aaron Jones just ripped him to shreds. My God.
Yeah, he did.
He really did. He's hitting that 4 or 5 yards a clip.
9 touchdowns in 4 games against the Cowboys. That's pretty good.
You can't fucking win that. If you can own the ground, that's it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because that's also the clock.
And CD, he dropped a couple. That's not like him. I don't know what was going on.
That was classic Cowboys from the start.
It really was. That's a franchise issue.
But honestly, Chris, it wasn't. I believe honestly that they felt like that they could fly into that game and hang 50 on the Green Bay, and it was going to be a pillow fight. But
a lot of people thought that.
Green Bay showed up to play, and I'm telling you, that was the best Green Bay team I have seen in the last 2 seasons, or at least the last season.
Yeah,
that's the best Green Bay offensive team I've seen all year. That first drive was a thing of beauty.
It really was.
And I credit LaFleur for that because, and it's
those
not like they didn't have the blueprint.
Those kids are young.
Well, it's not, like I said, it's not like they didn't have the blueprint. If you think about it, the Bills did it to them a few weeks ago and kind of exposed them for what they are. I just think there was a heavy dose of we're going to fly in there and it's going to be one-sided because what's on our helmet.
Yep. Yeah, so look at
Anyhow.
what James Cook just did to these guys. We have Aaron Jones. He's arguably better than James Cook. Let's just do the same shit. And it worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
But hats off to Romeo Doubs, right? He showed up and caught the football when he was asked to. It's a big spot.
Well, and if there's one complaint,
high school open.
The one complaint that I could have from the Packers, it's that, Reed didn't have a catch the whole game, and I couldn't believe it. I mean, I'm shocked. He is their spark plug. He's their dude.
Yeah.
He didn't have a catch the whole game.
That's the great thing about these nobodies. You never know which one it's going to be.
Well,
Could be the legend of Bo Melton next week.
That's got to make San Francisco like, what the fuck now? What are we doing?
Tack on 3 for Baker. 13-0.
He's reaching. He's reaching on 2nd and 9. I'm a little behind you. He's reaching on 2nd and 9 at the line of scrimmage. You ain't getting there, Baker.
Nope. Don't worry. I have a feeling that drive will end with a field goal.
Sales agrees with you, brother.
Will's got twins coming. The Genius couple's got twins coming.
That's in the air, man.
Yep.
You shut your dirty mouth.
Coach,
all the cool kids are doing it, Coach.
Hey, John? No? Okay. All right. All right.
I got twins coming. We're having a court case. We're going to have a Mari opening.
Not trying to throw my money away in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
I got another underdog. McLaughlin over field goals wins it. Nice. See, I picked the wrong kicker. I went with Bass in mine. He sucks.
That fucking guy. What's he doing out there?
I think he missed an extra point. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he did.
I couldn't see through the fury.
Through the fury.
Awesome. We really need some sort of expose on this Eagles team. It makes no freaking sense.
Yeah, it needs to be a 30 for 30.
Guys, they have all the parts. They
were
have
10-1.
They're not fundamentally different than they were last year when they were 10-1.
And let's not forget, guys. Let's not forget this is the same Eagles team that we were beating the drum on that won the draft. That literally teed it up and drove it over to the
they let him get away with it?
Jalen Carter.
Yeah. I mean, where's that guy at?
Just so everybody knows, I put a hefty bet in just now on the Green Bay money line for this weekend.
Nice.
They don't call it Title Town for nothing, bitches.
Oh my goodness.
I will tell you, if they do, if they could somehow find a way to get by this weekend, I do think that some people are going to be going, "What is happening?"
Then it's Team of Destiny time.
Well, and let's not forget when Aaron Rodgers won. I mean, that defense started clicking in the playoffs, and they made a deep run right there with a bunch of no names too.
15 players, 15 starters on IR. Jermichael Finley was out for that game for the whole playoff run. James Starks carried them through half that playoff run. Yeah, that's what we do. We just find guys. We see a guy with a lunch pail over there, and we pull him in. We say, "You're our kind of guy," and he gives us 5 yards of carry.
It's going to be Shanahan next Monday.
And they run through our ass like shit through a tin horn, man, and we could not stop them.
That's what it's going to be. That's going to be Shanahan on Monday.
Ooh,
a rested 49ers and a rested Ravens is going to be fun to watch.
Yep.
So what's the AFC look like now? Is it
CJ Stroud looks good. The Texans got to feel good about where they're at right now.
So we're Texans and Ravens and Bills and Chiefs, right?
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
We're down to the final four.
What do you think, Coach? Who do you got?
Is the Bills going to Arrowhead?
Nope, they're at home.
No. The other way around.
Bills are at home.
This is finally a playoff game at Bills.
Bills are officially rolling.
Oh, that changed things for Coach. Coach was about to say Patty, and then he said, "Wait a minute."
If it was in Arrowhead, there's a no-brainer. But
Okay.
the fact
Right
that
now,
they
do
have
you
to
wanna know-
travel
do you wanna know
is
where
the
Vegas
weather
has
going
it?
to be a
Do you want to
is
know
the
where
weather
Vegas
going to be
has
a
it?
deal?
Maybe.
Kansas City right now plus 2.5.
Really? Yeah.
Plus
See,
money.
they people are gonna look at that and be like, I can get points with Patrick Mahomes, and they're gonna
But
just
coach,
take that. We shouldn't.
coach said, "Where's it at?" I said, "Buffalo." He stopped in his tracks. He was like, "Wait a minute,
Exactly
hold
right.
up."
Different game.
It looks like 22 and partly cloudy next Sunday in Buffalo. Right now. No precip. So perfect hitting weather.
I'd take the Bills in the points, but I'd take the Chiefs on the money line.
There's going to be 100 points in that football game.
I don't
know.
The Chiefs aren't that good, guys. I mean, they beat the Dolphins at home, but they're not. The Bills are hot, and the Chiefs have yet to impress me.
The part that make I agree with you, John, that they are not as good as they have been.
No, they're not.
The part that makes you not be able to write the Chiefs off, and that's the stash sickle, the walrus. As long as they have that guy.
At Pacheco, he runs with the fury. He runs, he's mad.
Yeah, he's mean.
And
He'll find a way to attack Buffalo.
Who's the wide receiver?
They'll have a good offensive game plan.
Oh, yeah. Who's the wide receiver that they've been going to? Who's that kid?
Rashee Rice.
Right. He catches the ball. So that's a little bit now that weather could get iffy over there in Buffalo right now.
But you know what? You guys forget. It's not like Miami. It gets cold in Kansas City
I know
too.
that. I know that.
They can play in the cold.
I'm just saying that slinging the football in the snowstorm sucks. So that can take Kels out of the game. And that is the Chiefs, right?
I don't know about that.
Well, with Pacheco.
You're not number one, you're not taking him out of the game.
Yes, he didn't really contribute in this game, and they won it easily.
But he doesn't have to. He can decoy it up, and he pulls so much that it allows everybody else to be
allows
free.
Pacheco to get free.
Yeah.
So if he gets to the second level, there isn't a second level because they're out there with Kels.
Right.
So what do you think about this rookie in Houston? What do you think about the franchise where they sit? Let's even win or lose this weekend. They got to feel good where they're at right now, the Texans, right?
Oh,
CJ Stroud, my Lord.
How can you not? And
wow.
I will
all
tell
you got to do is get Bill O'Brien out of there. That's it.
Yeah, but the thing about Houston that's so impressive isn't even their offense. It's not their offense. It's the Anderson kid that's on defense.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch their defense play, gosh damn, they rally to the ball. I mean, all of them.
Yeah.
I love the Anderson kid.
Bernard, Sheldon Rankins, they got a great
he's sideline to sideline. That dude he's the real deal.
Yeah. I think they maybe have the offensive and defensive rookie of the year, just like the Jets did last year with CJ Stroud and Will Anderson Jr. And then you got D'Amico Ryan's a legit coach of the year candidate. A lot of people were saying Stefanski, and you could say it's a regular season award, but the two top coach of the year candidates just faced off, and one kicked the shit out of the other one.
Easy.
I mean, that's a Florida State issue you run into with Alabama. Like we've seen this, guys.
You can't unsee that. The jury can't completely strike that, I don't think.
Yeah,
unless the voting has been done.
Yeah, boy, Baker looks determined, brother. That's tough. That's tough for the Eagles. He's got that face on. Sometimes he's like grabbing his nutsack and jumping around, and sometimes he's just like, I'm gonna fucking eat you motherfuckers for lunch.
Yep, he's just gonna stay mad for the rest of the game, I think, is his strategy. That's how underdogs achieve goals.
I like the other game that's not getting any publicity, that we're talking about there. The team that's kind of flying under the radar, and that's the Ravens, and they may be the best in the damn league.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they really are.
Especially if they get Andrews back. Wow, that's pretty impressive if that kid's back.
I didn't even.
Lamar's playing on a different level this year. He really is. And they're balanced, and another Harbaugh that knows how to win. And the road has to go through Baltimore. So,
yep. They are the class of the AFC, arguably the NFL. Feels like San Francisco and Baltimore are on this collision course, but Buffalo is too hot right now to be denied.
Do you remember Andrews from? Do you remember Andrews, coach from OU?
Yeah, no, I will tell you, if there is a tight end at the University of Oklahoma that remotely catches any kind of passes or is part of the offense, he is phenomenal because they do not use tight ends at Oklahoma in the full capacity that they should. And that has been a knock
He's an outlier
on OU for many years. They had a guy named Joe John Finley who is now the offensive coordinator there. He was a great tight end. They had Andrews. I mean, they've had a ton of them roll through there that are. I mean, let's not forget the Belldozer package that they had, and they threw it to him a little bit, slung it to him. He's in the league still with Kansas City. You know, they've had some dudes. If you're a tight end at the University of Oklahoma, you can play, and they just don't use them to their full capacity. But I'm excited to see. If Andrews comes back and he is anywhere remotely close to 80-85%, he's going to be problems for people because that dude can stretch the field too. He's another one of these, tight end hybrids that you have to, respect in your package as a receiver, and can block too. I mean,
yeah. And you really are at the mercy of your system because you see a tight end be a great college player, and he goes to a team that just doesn't use him like that, and you never hear about him again.
He gets shoved behind the fucking right tackle. Hey,
you
got any Florida man stories, Eric? What do you got?
I have I have this one about Gen Z. They have menu anxiety. Remember that?
What is that?
Remember that story we did about the lady who's charging millennials like $500 an hour to coach them how to talk on the phone?
Yep.
They also have menu anxiety. What is that? Well, the article I found says some young adults feel anxious while ordering, so they ask other people at the table to do it for them. The research involved 2,000 people who were asked about how they felt while eating out. It was concluded that 86% of Gen Z adults, those are people 18 to 24, suffer from menu anxiety.
What's the percentage again? What'd you say the percentage was?
86%.
Holy fuck. What? My kids don't have that kind of anxiety. They know right where to go, the most expensive goddamn item. They want 3 of them. Yeah. And they say it.
They're afraid they won't like it or someone will make fun of what they ordered. These people are these young adults, we need to check in on them because they are walking around just neurotic,
This is what happens.
Self-obsessed and just
they are Frankenstein's monster. That's all.
Guys, I had a conversation last week, but unbeknownst to your programming, I had a conversation last week, literally with 2 administrators, and said, "Hey, I literally need to have a class for everyone here that is a student on how to talk to people. It just literally needs to be how to talk to people. A 9-week course on how to speak on the phone, how to speak when people approach you, how to talk in a public setting, how to talk in a private setting."
Let's start a business.
I'm not kidding you.
Business.
If you're under the age of about 15 right now, I mean, and I look back and I think, was it this way? Was it this way? When I was 10, 12, 15 years old.
No, because we sat on the phone for hours talking to each other.
People. I mean, like there are kids out there today that will literally not speak to anyone, or the only words that they know are very limited. Like they have such a limited vocabulary with each other.
They're starting to become feral. Yeah, with each other.
With their peers.
And they don't spell letters anymore.
There's no words.
No.
It's noises and sounds and bruh and and I mean, I'm like, what?
Yeah, I mean, I get a lot of just noises. We're going
back to caveman,
to hieroglyphics and
only idiocracy.
Or we make grunts and noises and people know what we're talking about, I guess.
I like money. I like money.
It's crazy. I've never seen, and
So
it's a generational thing.
This is what happens when you live in a country that has zero fucking problems.
Yeah.
Now we've made problems up, and then this group over here wanted a bigger problem because our problem was too big, so their problem got bigger, and then we were like, well, fuck that, we can one up that. Now we're cutting. I mean, now we have gone fucking idiocracy. For real.
I mean,
and that's what's happened. Now we have all this anxiety is because we have they have nothing. They don't know what to worry about. They don't know what's important. Nobody.
We have people creating We have people creating diseases from bats. I mean, that's what we got going on right now. It's crazy.
And we're paying for that with our goddamn tax money.
I'm just saying,
we're funding this shit.
I don't understand.
This is great.
At what point in time we got away from the spoken and written word? I mean,
Facebook.
But we have.
It's disturbing.
I would almost blame it on cell phones, and here's why. Because when I was growing up, or maybe some of you, I was pre-cell phone.
Me too.
You know, cell phones came along, and then it went to, for a while it was fine, and then it went to texting. Now everything is texting. I mean, people don't communicate. People buy cars and stuff without communicating. I've never. It's wild to me, and I don't understand it, guys. But I don't have to. It's
happening.
It is happening.
Yep.
And we all just have to accept it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate all the kind words, reviews, participation from folks like Coy, Cole, Coach, everybody else whose name starts with a C.
The old bear with the gun.
Yep. Fantasy Huss, Baker Mayfield.
Big Bear.
Everybody we appreciate in life. Head over to
Big
Patriots Sports now for
up.
all of our
Big
latest
Bear.
goings on. And subscribe right here. We'll see you on Sunday morning for Wake and Rake. Till then, be good to each other. Chris, hit the outro music.
You've been listening to Patriot Sports Radio. If you're sick of all the national talking heads and biases of mainstream sports media, like we are, this show is for you. We hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, rate, and review. And we'll be back soon. For more content and merch, hit up www.patriotsportsnow.com. Find us on Twitter at PatriotsPod, on Instagram and Facebook at Patriots Sports Now, and on Getter, Rumble, and YouTube at Patriots Sports. Take care, and we'll see you next time.